I think, as we're looking at this, a lot of it has come from, these headwinds we've seen in the space, the spike in interest rates, home affordability is at an all-time low. The lock-in effect, as it states here, 56% of mortgages currently have below a 4% rate. Americans are golden handcuffed, period. And it's interesting because I think that holds only for so long, though. We're going to see people eventually get the itch to move. People are going to want to change jobs. People are going to have to get out of that. It's hard to ignore the liquidity slug that's tied up in a lot of these assets. And so at some point, we're going to see this start to unwind. I think even a 25 bip cut would create some real socioeconomic headwinds for the space, just give people a little relief. If we can get back into the fives for mortgage rates, I think the whole economy starts humming again. That's enough of a gap to where people are like, I'm not at 7 anymore. Maybe I'm at 5.5. I can stomach that. So I think it's going to take that to get people moving again. I think we're close. I really feel like we've had our soft landing and we're coming out of it now. So, as we start to go through that, and again, we saw that slight uptick in November. It's continued uptick since then for home sales. I think we're going to start to see increase in home buying, which will really start to kind of further this tailwind for self-storage here. So I think that moving forward, as I've said, I've been optimistic for quite some time. On top of just kind of the headwinds around the space or tailwinds seen around the space, new homes are smaller since 2016. New homes decreased by about 12%. More demand for storage, which is awesome. And I think, as we've seen, renting fuels this huge demand for self-storage. Renters have a 2 to 3 higher propensity for renting storage versus homeowners. And again, with a record high of Americans renting instead of owning because of this home affordability issue, we're going to continue to see this huge demand for storage. And again, I think as far as, we see this continue to take off, homes get smaller, harder to own a home, more people renting longer. And on that too, you see this huge lag generationally. The millennials compared to prior generation, we're on a 4 to 6 year lag for our first home purchase. Think about how much that means as far as the rental market, storage market moving forward. And I assume Gen Z and Gen Alpha are going to be in the same category. I don't think they're going to be buying homes any sooner than we are. So I think, again, that just furthers this propensity for the need for self-storage for years to come here.